Right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. How are we all today? We are back for our lovebird drawing. Morning, Faisal. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It's the weekend for you now, isn't it? So that must be quite nice. Right, so let's get back on with this, filling in the details of this flower. I'm just going to try and get this this pink and this green in a little bit deeper. I'll try and get it to look like this one. Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you. I've got a little bit of backache this morning. I don't know where that's from. I don't normally get backache. But I've got my supportive cushion in the small of my back, and I hope that helps. It's 2:30 in the morning and I haven't slept. Just came in to say have an amazing stream. Oh, thanks, Amanda. I'm so sorry that you're not sleeping. See if you can get a bit of shut eye. I hope that you're able to sleep. But thank you for coming by and saying hello. I really appreciate that. Sweet dreams. So I'm using my light magenta just to put in this, just to sort of try and darken this pink a little bit. I don't want it too dark, but I need it to pretty much cover up the tooth of the paper, so I'm just putting it in quite light layers at the minute. It's Amanda, so most likely she was playing Minecraft or Valo. Is it self-inflicted, Amanda? I think everybody seems addicted to Minecraft at the moment. And Valo because of the new agent. I was really hoping to buy that new agent because I got all my kingdom credits, but you can't unlock him. You can play to unlock him, but I haven't played enough to do that. I do feel though, comparing him to other agents, I almost feel like he's more on Rayna's wavelength than the other agents, because a lot of his util is for him only. So he gets the orbs that he has to shoot. Rayna gets orbs to heal. He gets the orbs after each kill. He has a personal shield, and obviously his ultimate takes you into that, duel on a separate plane. But there's also that vulnerability there, isn't there? Because it's like, well, when you see him disappear, if he wins, he's going to come back to that spot, and it gets marked by that sort of purple star on the floor. A bit like Phoenix when he does his ultimate. You can see where he's going to regenerate back to. And there's that, if you can get to that spot, that makes him vulnerable when he comes back. I do want to get him though. I do want to buy him. Scared to get into a duel with his whole. Yeah, it's not happened to me yet. It's happened to Nick, and he got killed instantly. When you go into his ult, does it put your HP down? Does anyone know? Does it sort of like give you 1 HP or something, or do you still have the HP that you had when you went into the ultimate with? I asked Nick, but he couldn't remember because he was too scared. He was too scared. Even, oh, I got killed. So it was like, oh, he didn't take any time to pay attention. And Nick doesn't always notice everything that's on his screen. So, like yesterday, he was playing a game of Valorant, and the enemy Cypher darted him through the camera, and I was stood over Nick's shoulder watching him play, and no, it doesn't. You have your HP. Oh, okay, cool. And he got darted by Cypher. And so, of course, it kept broadcasting where he was. And I was like, pull out your dart. Pull out the dart. And he was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Pull out what dart? I said, the dart. It says there on your screen, press F to remove your dart, to remove the tracking dart. Otherwise, it's telling Cypher exactly where you are and the enemy team exactly where you are. And he's like, well, it didn't tell me that. It didn't tell me that. Why didn't it tell me that? I said, it's there. It's there. It's right there on your screen at the bottom in the middle. It says press F. He doesn't see anything on his screen because he's so busy trying to stay alive and fight and shoot that he doesn't look at the rest of his screen. So he doesn't look at the minimap. He doesn't realise that the I'm trying to do it on this screen. This bit here, your screen here, where you get your kills. He doesn't realise that tells him that that's a kill, or the little green lines around it tells him how many kills he's had in that particular round. He doesn't see it. He doesn't see his bullet count in his guns, so he doesn't know that he's about to run out of bullets. And I'm just sort of trying to make him more aware of what's happening on his screen, because it will help him in the long run if he pays attention to that. I saw people using it to stop plant Viper ults, and I think that's so smart. Oh yeah, that would be really good. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That's a really good way of stopping a Viper ult. Right. So I don't know whether to go in with. I think I'll just try this Pink Madder Lake. Just want to have a look at that other on the top. Yeah, okay. So I was just looking at the reference picture, the top flower, just to see how dark that one was before I took some of the colour off it with the eraser. I am thinking though of trying maybe a different different paper because I like this. This is Bristol board vellum that I'm using. Strathmore Bristol board vellum, and it's a very good paper. I do like it. It allows for quite a lot of layers, but I often find you get the tooth of the paper here. I know it means I've just got to put down more and more layers to get it covered, but sometimes when you're doing like a big expanse of one colour like this, it can be a little bit tedious, and I'm just thinking if another paper might be a bit better, because I can see so many lines here. So just to sort of try and get into the tooth of this paper, I'm just raising the pencil into a more vertical position, just to try and get into all those little dips and valleys on the paper. Seems to be helping a little bit. I've got my my brother coming to visit today, coming to stay for the weekend. So he should be setting off from Nottingham, where he still lives, to come visit me, hopefully. I mean, at the moment the sun is out. Amazingly, the sun is out and it is shining, but it was like that yesterday and then it tipped it down all afternoon, so I'm hoping he has a nice safe journey down, because to be honest, we thought, what with these storms and everything, that he might have some difficulties travelling down, because, you know, roads might be blocked, or there might have been floods, or might have made it quite difficult for him to get here. But at the moment it's okay. So he says he's going to text me when he leaves, and I've not had a text yet, so this is helping getting into some of this tooth, but such a slow process. I don't want to go too dark, because this flower needs to stay quite light. Keep turning the pencil to find the sharp, pointy bit. Getting the tooth there, that's something. So how's everybody doing? Have they got any you got any good plans for this weekend? Are you doing anything nice? I've obviously got my brother here, so I'm hoping I get to show him around a bit better than I did the last time he was here back in July. Because when he came down in July, which we thought the weather would be fine for, and that we'd get to do all the things that we'd planned on the Saturday, it absolutely tipped it down, and we didn't get to do anything apart from go to see our other brother, David. And if you remember, I said he gave us like a culinary tour of the city, of all his favourite eating places. Great. And of course we've got all these storms forecast now, and it's like, are we going to get to do anything this time? I mean, I could take him around some of the indoor places, like, you know how places have like old houses that you can go around that are open to the public. You can go around like old manors and things like that. And we've got a couple of those near us, but it's not the sort of thing that Brian's into, so I don't think he's really gonna enjoy that sort of activity. So he's a guy that likes to do outdoor things. He likes to go fishing. He likes to go rifle shooting and things like that. And well, one, he doesn't have a rifle down here, and we wouldn't do that. And two, you can't really go fishing when they're telling everybody to stay away from bodies of water because of the storms and everything. It would just be dangerous. So, yeah, I don't know. Right, I'm changing now to the fuchsia to get this nice dark pink at the top of the flower. Dark patch goes down to about here, doesn't it? So it goes down to about here, makes a line sort of there. I need to get in the shadow of this bird above it. So I'm going to put in some darker pinks, and then I'll bring in like maybe some reds or magentas to sort of really darken the shadow from the bird. And I've just realised actually on the picture where the shadow comes down to about here, and then there's a little gap and then the green, so I've actually brought the pink down too far, but that's okay, we'll work with it. Morning, Artsman. How are you? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, thank you. Actually, I think I need a sharper pencil for this bit. Yeah, I've got a little bit of backache this morning, but apart from that, fine. Trying to get in these really, really fine lines without making them crisscross one another. Odd. Oh, it's nothing that's like I don't need to take painkillers for it or anything. It's fine. I'll deal with it. I don't really take painkillers if I can help it. To be honest, I don't really take any tablets if I can help it. Do you know what? This song, I wanted to know what the lyrics were because I could hear it was a foreign language, but I didn't know which foreign language. I couldn't work it out, and so I had to Google the lyrics, and it's actually the language that they use in Avatar. it's based on that. So I thought, well, that's why I didn't recognise it. Does anyone else do that thing where you're watching something on TV or a movie or listening to music or whatever, and you see a face or you hear a voice and you're like, what is that? Where is that from? And you literally have to stop everything, but you press pause and you have to go and Google it. I just have one of those minds where I cannot continue on with the story, or I cannot continue on with a movie or a TV series without checking to see where I know that person's face from, and then I bring up their Wikipedia page and read all about them, and then that leads me on to other stuff, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting, what's that all about? And you go on, and you know, the movie has been stopped for like 20 minutes, or your TV has been stopped for like 20 minutes because you're so busy Googling and checking. And it's, I think it's annoying for other people when they're watching the TV or the movie with you. I know my husband has gotten used to me doing this, but I should hope so after 26 years of marriage. But it's like he will prompt me sometimes as well, because he'll be like, my husband is quite face blind, so he'll say, oh, that's the actor from that Tom Hanks movie, and I'll go, no, it's not. And I'll go, yes, it is. It was the person who did blah blah blah. And I go, no, it wasn't. And so we actually have to stop. No, I have to stop the TV Artsman. I have to stop it just to prove that he has got the faces mixed up, and find out where this person is actually from and what they've done in the past and what other movies they've been in, or I can remember when we watched was it, which movie was it? The Rock with Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery in it. And there's that thing where the people, spoiler alert by the way, where people take over Alcatraz and they're going to use it as a base to sort of fire rockets at the rest of America. And there are these little green globules things that are going to spread this this toxin, and it was called sarin gas or something, sarin, anyway, something, and it was meant to be really highly deadly and everything, and they talked about the effects that it could have and what it could do to a person, and obviously you see it happen to a person in this movie. And I was like, is that real? And I literally had to stop it and research sarin gas. And because I thought, well, it can't be real. That sounds way too deadly to be real. And of course it's real. It's a real thing. And I was like, oh my God, this thing actually exists. And that's what my life is like. When I start watching something, I have to research. I have to look it up. Morning, Hayley. Yeah, what was life like before the internet? I mean, oh my God, I would have to go to the library. I would have to go to the library and look it up. And you couldn't always find the right book in a library or the right bit of information. I mean, thank God for the internet. The information highway at your fingertips. So I'm trying to be very precise about putting these lines in. It's like I saw a TikTok this morning, and it was a clip from a David Attenborough nature documentary about this octopus, like this 4-meter long octopus that searches for somewhere to. She has a final meal, and then she searches for some sort of crevice or a little cave that she's going to settle in to lay all her eggs, and then she sits there for 6 months, and she doesn't eat a thing, she doesn't move, and she sits there for 6 months, and she's constantly wafting her eggs with her tentacles so that algae don't grow on them and that predators don't come along, that they don't get diseased. So she's keeping the flow of oxygen around these eggs with her tentacles for 6 months. And then as the first baby octopi start to hatch, she then dies, and then along comes like this big this massive starfish that's a predator and that likes carrion, and it finds the mother's body, and I think they call it a starfish that comes along and finds the octopus's body and consumes the body along with all these other predators and things. And I was like, oh my God, is that true? And I literally had to come off TikTok this morning. I mean, of course it was true. It was in a nature documentary with David Attenborough. He never gets things wrong. And so I had to look up how octopus do this, that they care for their babies, and how the wafting the tentacles works with the oxygen and stuff. And yeah, so this is why my brain is filled with trivia, I think, because I am constantly stopping to have a look. So it's like, you know, when you guys say to me, oh, like for instance, the other day someone said to me about the Californian quail was an interesting, pretty bird, a colourful bird, and I had to have a look. So when you guys say to me stuff where you name things and I've never heard of it, or they say, oh, look up this animal, I have to go and have a look. I have to satisfy my curiosity straight away. I have to have the answer. Oh, here we go. You know, there are caves with bats in them that sometimes, if the bat falls on the ground, it can be consumed by beetles that are crawling around down there. At least that's how I remember this old doc from when I was a kid. Thanks, Artsman. So yeah, I'm now going to have to find out what sort of beetles are crawling around in caves. And is that all bats? Or is it just cave bats? Or if that's even true. Exactly. I'm going to have to Google it now. I'm going to draw this line. I'm going to have to Google it. I think we should prompt everyone to come up with the most random fact that they know and share it in the chat. Something that you know is true. Don't just go making stuff up. Something you know is true, but it's something random that lives rent-free in your head. Let me look up. Okay, beetles. Oh, my brother's on his way. Oh, he's just texted me. Right, okay. 9:45 he left, so when's he going to... He might get here just after lunch. Right, okay. Right. When bats die, this is what I'm inputting. When bats die, do beetles eat them? It's not giving me any answers. It gave me the question, what kills and eats bats? And it just says bats have few natural predators. Disease is one of their biggest threats. Owls, hawks and snakes will eat live bats, but that's nothing compared to the millions of bats dying from white nose syndrome. What's white nose syndrome? See, this is what happens. I have to know. I've never heard of white nose syndrome, so I have to know what that means. A visible white fungal growth on infected bats' muzzles and wings. A cold-loving fungus infects bats during their hibernation period when the bats reduce their metabolic rate and lower their body temperature to save energy over winter. There you go, you see. What happens to bats when they fall from cave ceilings? Okay. What happens to bats when they fall dead from cave ceilings? Only tells me about what will happen if a bat dies in your house, because you'll get an odour. Hang on. Oh God, that's really small print. How am I supposed to read that? Hibernating bats, horseshoe bats. It doesn't mention it. It doesn't mention it specifically. The beetles create toxic waste products, including ammonia, and carbon dioxide from bat breath is often trapped near the floor. Two gases incompatible with human lungs, and you'll want to be covered head to toe to avoid attacks by those flesh-eating beetles. You see? Interesting. You've not liked beetles since watching the movie The Mummy. Oh, the scarab beetles. That bit is cool. And all those scarab beetles just sort of like swarm over the bodies and instantly devour them in seconds. I think that's really cool. Just some random show you saw in the 70s or 80s. I mean, it probably is true, because otherwise, you know, when people go into caves, if there wasn't something cleaning up the dead bodies, so to speak, there would be little bat skeletons everywhere when people went into caves. And it's like, well, that doesn't happen, so there's got to be something in there. So I would imagine there is some sort of beetle, maybe a spider, millipedes, centipedes, all those sort of cave-like dwelling creatures that exist in the dark that humans never very often get to see. It probably is them. It wouldn't surprise me. I tell you, the random fact that lives in my head rent-free is something that I found out when I was researching something for a story, is that when astronauts are in their spacesuits, whether they're doing moonwalks or whatever, there is a little piece on the inside front of their helmet that is a little square of Velcro that allows them to lean forward to itch their nose. Because it happens so often that astronauts would be in their spacesuits and they would get itchy noses, and of course you can't lift the visor for a scratch. And so they actually have in every single spacesuit a little square of Velcro that they can use to itch their face on, itch their nose on. There you go. That is my random fact that lives in my head rent-free. I just thought it was so cool that we all, I think it's almost a psychological thing that when you know you can't touch your face for whatever reason, you suddenly get an itchy face, you get an itchy nose. I mean, I had it the other day when I was cleaning the bathroom, and I'd got, like, you know, the old marigold gloves on, and I'd been cleaning the toilets, and I suddenly got a really itchy nose. And I thought, I can't, well, you know. So it's like, you know you can't touch your face, you know you can't itch your face, and suddenly you'll get a really itchy nose. Happens a lot when you play video games. Oh my god, yes. Yeah, it does. And the second you take your hands off the keyboard or off the mouse to scratch your nose, that's when you die. You can use your sleeve. Yeah, sort of like that. Yeah, but then you just end up with a disgusting sleeve, don't you? I mean, I guess as long as you're just itching your nose and sort of like not wiping your nose on your sleeve, there's a difference, isn't there? Right, we're getting there with these lines. I mean, some of these lines will get taken out when I go in and lighten some of the colours, but let's have them in there for now. Excuse me. I'm just going to darken some of this pink here. Still using this fuchsia. At least these lines are giving this lovely sort of flow to this flower, so you can see that it's like a closed petal that hasn't yet opened up into its full flower. Why don't they build a helmet for people playing video games to stop itching the nose? What, with a piece of Velcro inside? They probably will when we all go like full VR experience to play our video games. Because the way technology is going, we'll be able to experience the full thing soon. We'll have like VR suits, VR helmets that are really, really technical and almost like a second skin. You'll be able to smell everything as well as actually feel like you're touching everything. You will feel the recoil from your rifle. You will feel everything. And I think there'll even be an element of like the outfit that you will wear, so that if you get shot, you'll feel like an impact. You won't get bruised or anything like that, but you would feel like they will have everything to make these games fully interactive. Last time you tried VR, you got motion sickness. Yeah, I think it will affect a lot of people that way, but they will get used to it because they will want to play in that full interactive way. Okay, so let's just add in a little bit of shading in little bits. So it's not so flat. Still using the fuchsia, just to add this little bit of shading. What does everybody think to my little slideshow? I found out that you could add a slideshow to OBS. I was watching another artist yesterday, one of his old streams, Simon Powell Illustrations, I think he's called, and he does black and white pencil drawings, just using graphite and graphite powder to create people and characters from movies. So like he's just finished one of Carrie Payton, who played King Ezekiel in The Walking Dead, and it is amazing how he's managed to create that drawing. Is a work of art in itself. And I just happened to notice that on he has this side of his screen, he has like a little slideshow going on, and I thought, oh, how do you get that onto OBS? And of course it's really simple, but I didn't notice it. And I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to learn how to set things up. So I thought, sometimes when I'm on the stream and new people come in, if we have a raid or whatever, new people come in and they'll say, oh, do you draw birds, or do you draw people? And I'll say, oh, well, I've drawn something similar to that, or I've drawn this, or I've drawn that. And I thought, if I have a slideshow going, then people can see the sort of things that have been done already. And so every time I finish a piece of work, I'll add it to the slideshow, and then people can see what's been done. So people who join us much later on will be able to see the really early pieces of work, and well, obviously it's self-explanatory, but yeah, I just thought it would be interesting to just sort of have that going as well. So I like it. I think it's good having it all down this one side of the screen, so you get the reference picture, you get the face cam, and you get the little slideshow of what's been done. Yeah, do look into it, Artsman. It's really easy. You literally just go into your sources and click the plus sign, and it comes up as one of the sources. It just says image slideshow, and you just go in there into that menu, scroll down, and there's a plus button, and you go in and you add every single photo that you want to add in. And it is really, really simple. I could do it. If I can do it, anyone can do it. So yeah, but definitely have a look. It's really good. It allows just people to see the sort of stuff that you've been working on and the sort of subjects that you cover. Right, okay, so I'm just going to use this lighter magenta colour just to bring in the bud from the stem just a little bit more. Just need that just to be a little bit darker. Right, okay, so I think we need a bit more green to come in now, so I'm going to use possibly the earth green yellowish. Here we have quite a little stubby bit. Right, its leaf has this darker green bit in the middle. And then it sort of fades out as it gets towards the here, blends in a bit more. Right, now. Oh, hello, someone's coming in. Oh, hello, Becca. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Tea Fairy's been. It's really sweet. Every Friday, every Friday I get the Tea Fairy. Just because I do a longer stream. Isn't that sweet? Never misses. I don't say anything. I don't remind him. Right, so we have a darker green where these green sprouts come out at the bottom here. So. Hey, Becca. Oh, what was that? Faisal gifted a tier 1 sub to Becca. Thank you, Faisal. That's really sweet of you. You've given 14 gifted subs in the channel. Oh my god. That's amazing. Thank you, Faisal. You're the man. Let me just have a quick slurp of my tea. They brought it me in the mug that I usually give to builders. If we have builders or contractors in the house, they get the Union Jack mugs. I don't know why. Just always giving it to them, but right. Do you all have like a favourite mug? What's your favourite mug that you've got in your house? Because I think everyone has their own favourite mug that they really like. Actually, I need some of that to come away. Maleficent cup was a gift from your best friend. Oh, that sounds awesome. I'd love to see. You have to put a picture of it in Discord or something. A Maleficent cup sounds amazing. I love mugs. I used to have this, well, I still have this thing where every time I start writing a new book, I buy myself a new mug. It's just my little thing that I do, and I don't think I've done it for the book that I've only just recently started. So technically, I need to go out and buy a new mug. We don't have all matching mugs and cups in our house. We just have lots of random different ones because I'm always going out buying new ones, and obviously some break and you have to keep replacing them. You now have a slideshow. Oh, excellent! Well done. I will come by and I will have a look at your slideshow next time you stream. I might not catch it live, but I will have a look. Your favourite mugs are a big cup and a half mug, and a mug my nephew got me when he went to Norway, which you can't find. Someone's pinched it. Someone's pinched it. Becca and I tend to like the same sort of mugs. There is this cup that we got once from, you get Easter eggs, and sometimes you get an Easter egg in a cup, and it was a Cadbury's mini egg cup, and it's sort of shaped like that. It's sort of like a flower, and it's a lovely cup to have a drink out of. So we both like that one. My son Jack, for my birthday in July, got me a mug that had got Alien and Predator on it from the movies. So there's Alien on one side and there's Predator on the other, and they sort of meet on the side. I really like that one. There is a very thin one, a very narrow mug that is Love Hearts, the Swizzle Sweets Love Hearts. So the little Love Heart sweets that have got words in them like love me or I like your smile, and just those. That one's really nice to have a cup of tea out of. I bought, oh god, this is just gonna give you a list of all our mugs. But I got, oh, you've posted a mug on Discord. I'll have a look at that in a minute. I bought a series of Grey's Anatomy mugs, so with different sayings on. So I've got "It's a beautiful day to save lives," which Derek Shepherd used to say. My favourite one is the one that has a saying from Christina Yang on it, because Christina Yang is my hero, and it's put "Screw beautiful, I'm brilliant," and I just love that because that's just her attitude in a nutshell. I've got the Seattle Grace Bailey's rules for residents. So the 5 rules that she has for residents, that's on there. And what was the 4th one? It was the 4th one. I can't remember what it was, but let me just go and have a look at Artsman's mug. Oh, that looks very smooth. Looks very smooth. Is that handmade? Has that been handmade by someone? It's just the way the hand, it looks like it's got a really good handle on it, because that's really important. The handle has got to be comfy, hasn't it? And it just looks like that's a handmade mug. I mean, I could be wrong, but you have no idea, but you doubt it. Oh, right, okay. But you've got to be able to have a good amount of drink in your mug. You don't want these tiny mugs. You know, like you get those little espresso coffee mugs and they're just so tiny. It's like, what is the point of those? Faisal, you're going to have to put a picture of your Maleficent cup onto the Discord so we can see what it's like. It's your coffee mug. I mean, I think we exclusively have mugs. We don't really have cups. I have posh cups. I got a set of posh cups when I got married. You know, everyone gets like a plates and cups and everything to sort of set you up with your house and everything. And so I got a lot of posh cups, but we don't use them. They never come out. Everybody gets a mug. You will when you're home. Excellent. Because I'm nosy like that. I do like mugs. I love a good mug. Whenever it's time for me to shop for a new mug, when I've started a new book, which I now get to do because I realised I haven't done it yet. The choices are endless. I did get a cute one when I wrote my I wrote a standalone historical novel that had elephants in it as quite a feature, and so I got myself this a lovely mug. It feels so nice in the hands because it's rounded and it's grey at the bottom, white on the rest of it, but lots of little like hand-drawn elephants all on it in different poses and everything, and it is so sweet. That one is really nice. I really like that one. And it wasn't expensive either. There is a mug that I want, that I love, that I've seen another author has. God, my English. I can't speak English, honestly. But it's so expensive. It's like £16 for one mug. And I'm like, I don't know if I can justify spending £16 on one mug. But it's gorgeous and I really want it. And it's literally, it looks like the Kraken, and all the tentacles are curling all around it and everything, and it's just an amazing looking mug. I'll have to find a picture of it and I'll put it up on Discord if I remember. Let me write a note to myself so I don't forget. Kraken mug. Which is currently my dream mug at the moment. But there we go. You still haven't seen your Sheldon mug in months. No, we haven't. I mean, unless it's hiding somewhere in one of the boys' bedrooms, growing something, growing a new culture that's as yet unknown to man. Yes, we have the Sheldon mug that Becca's talking about is Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. Yay, Big Bang Theory. Sitting on the Iron Throne from Game of Thrones saying, "This is my spot." And yeah, so we really like that one. Posted something that might interest you. My stubby thumbs. Stubby thumb. I didn't know he was actually going to post a picture of your thumbs. You do seem to have not the first metacarpal that goes up, but this bit from, hang on, where we do it on the camera, this top bit here seems shorter than the bottom bit of your thumb. It does seem a lot shorter. They are shorter, yeah. Well, thanks for sharing. We all have things. We all have things, it's fine. I'm trying to drink my tea without it going cold, without making lots of slurping noises down the microphone. Right, I need a different green. I think I'm gonna go, I think maybe this May green might be the colour. Yeah, actually that's not too bad. Sure, anytime. Oh, I've just realised Becca got the 3-month subscriber badge. Yay! That's cute. So I'm trying to work out, even though I'm 5 months into this, I'm trying to work out what all the little symbols mean next to people's names. So, like, Faisal has the number 1 in pink because he's a founder member and a 5-month subscriber. And he gets like that little gold present next to it because he's a gift leader. And obviously Artsman gets the little artist badge. Becca gets the green sword because she's a moderator, and so does Jamie. And Becca gets the 3-month subscriber badge. What does Hayley and everybody have? Also, Hayley's got a Prime Gaming one. Okay, so these are all different. It's just, I'm just trying to understand what everything is through Twitch and how to set things up and how to, you know, just how to understand everything that's going on and sort of add stuff that's of value. Founder for Hayley, Jamie and Natalie. Yeah, that's cool. It's interesting. I'm trying to learn about bits and points, channel points, and just things that are of like bonus items and interesting things for you guys. Like, how do you get, like, sometimes when I watch James play on his stream, he gets little like emojis or emotes sort of bouncing around on his screen. Like, how do you even get those? I mean, I don't have a clue about how some of these things happen, and the crown is Prime Gaming, yeah. But yes, Hayley, you have a crown. Wear your crown with pride, my dear. So, yeah, the crown is for Prime Gaming. It's just learning all these little bits and trying to work out how I can make the stream more interactive for you guys, to give you things to do. And I don't want to keep asking James or Jared, because they don't always have time to tell me. Or James will say, "Oh yeah, you need to embed it." I'll go, "Okay, how do I do that?" And "Oh yeah, I'll show you later." And then he never shows me later, and I'm like, "Oh, I don't know how to do it myself." Your Prime account is connected to Twitch then? Yes, it is. Yes. Yeah. I think if you have, from what I understand, if you have a Prime account connected to your Twitch, you can get one free subscription somewhere, I think. There is a program called 7TV and BTTV you can add for more emotes. Oh, okay. Right, I'll write that down. Hang on. Right, I finished my tea. Let me write down. So it's 7TV and BTTV. Emotes. I better just write down what that's about, otherwise I'll just see that later and think, what does that refer to? Thanks, guys. 1 a month free subscription for Prime. Yes, yeah, I thought so. Back to the drawing. This is the May green, by the way. I started rewatching on BBC iPlayer Sherlock, you know, the ones with Martin Freeman and Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm up to episode 3. I enjoy episode 1. It's called A Study in Pink. I enjoy that one. I always think episode 2 of season 1 is called The Blind Banker. I just feel that that one's a lot slower. And there were bits that I found myself skipping and moving ahead because I just felt that it was very much a slower storyline. What am I on now? Episode 3. I think it's called The Great Game. And I've just got to the bit where Sherlock's so bored he's shooting the wall. I understand that level of boredom. Not that I ever shoot the wall, but I get very frustrated if I'm bored. And Nick can usually tell when I'm bored, because I sort of wander aimlessly. And he'll go, "You're bored, aren't you? You're looking for something to do." So I just need to go in with what's going to be the best green to do this with. Possibly the juniper green. Let's just see what sort of green this looks like. I'm just going to do it very lightly though, because I don't think this is the right green really, but I just need it a little darker here. Gonna game for a bit. Thanks guys, we'll see you. Yeah, take care Artsman. Enjoy your gaming. Thank you for joining us. Right, get in there on this, just move it over slightly, you can see the full thing actually. Let's get in there. I'm going to go back to the earth green yellowish. Just because I want more of a limey colour to this green section, and then I can start adding in the lines. Better sharpen this actually. It's like an earthquake when I sharpen this pencil. Right, it's starting to spit with rain outside. Here we go. I knew the sunshine wouldn't last. I told you the other night, I love laying in bed listening to the rain and the wind outside, especially when you're all snug and dry inside. But it was hitting the window like, almost like there was sleet in it, or snow. It was, or hail or something. It was really smacking the glass. Has everyone seen that clip on the news of the woman she was sort of sleeping in bed next to her baby, and she gets woken by the sound of the storm on her windows, and she's sort of looking at the window, and then suddenly it blows in, and she grabs that baby and rolls out of bed so fast. It's a crazy clip. I mean, her maternal instincts were right on the money there. Excuse me. Right, love listening to the rain when falling asleep. Also a thunderstorm. Yeah, I mean, there's something about that. Thunder and lightning. Thunder and lightning don't bother me, as long as I'm indoors. I think if I'm outside, walking in the storm, I still enjoy it, but there's still that element of, am I going to get hit? I remember being, oh God, it must have been a really early teen, because I was in secondary school, and the weather was really bad, and the only umbrella we'd got in the house that I could use to sort of get myself to school and back was what I would call a posh umbrella. So it had the handle that goes around like a hook, and then it was really long umbrella, and then there was a point here we go, at the top of the umbrella, a metal point like that. I mean, you probably wouldn't be allowed it these days for health and safety reasons, in case you used it as a weapon or something. But yeah, so I had this umbrella, and it was huge. I mean, it was literally almost the same height as me, but it was the only one that we'd got. And I remember taking it into school, and everyone was sort of like, oh, look at Nicolette's umbrella. And it was, I was getting picked on for this umbrella. Kids will pick on anything, right? I was getting picked on about this umbrella. And then obviously at lunchtime, when I had to go home to get dinner, the storm was so bad with thunder and lightning, and all I could think of was this metal point on the top of the umbrella, because I'd seen how lightning connects down to the ground. It finds like the highest point, so which is why pylons get struck while trees get struck, because they're the highest point, and root them down to the ground. And I was just like, I'm going to get hit by lightning, aren't I? And I'd just been terrified for this half-hour walk home in the rain. I still remember it now, those feelings of being under this electric blue umbrella and thinking, oh God, I'm going to get hit by lightning. I mean, I wasn't, obviously. But I remember thinking I would be. Right, let's add in some a little bit of shading here. I need a little bit of green going into some of this pink. So it blends a little bit. I just think that makes it look a little bit more realistic if you have these little bits of green going into the flower. Where it's I'll say ripening. Ripening isn't the right word, is it? It's like getting ready to bloom. I was left outside school waiting for my mum, and there was a thunderstorm. I was surrounded by metal, and I have metal rods in my back. Oh my God! Had nowhere to go, so had to hope and wait it out. Most of the storm had passed, and my mum finally arrived. She said, "Sorry I'm late, I was having a cup of tea." Oh my God! Hayley! Do you know, I didn't even think about people with bits of metal in their bodies for various reasons. Oh my God, you must have been terrified. How old were you? Was that secondary school or like a junior school or... Oh my God, you must have been absolutely terrified. I can only imagine. Oh my gosh. Isn't it funny, the memories that we keep? How those ones are distinct. Right, I'm just going to try and soften some of this colour. Some of this pink off the eraser. I was in year 9, so what, you were 14, roughly? My house was about 45 minutes to an hour away. Oh my gosh. Oh. And your mum was having a cup of tea. Oh my goodness. This Tombow eraser is good, but constantly have to keep cleaning the nib. Right, I need my white. Where's my white one? This white just sort of pushes the colour down into the paper, helps with a little bit of blending, and just lightens those areas that I just want lightening. Oops, pencils are about to fall down. There we go. Right. Never be afraid to go in and just sort of try and take colour away and then add it back, or deepen areas, or go darker or go lighter. Just keep experimenting until you get the right colour blend. I like these little bits where the green joins the pink, and it almost looks brown. Right, I think what I might do is I might do some of the green bits here before we go on to this, and come down this stalk and do that bit. coffee. Just going to outline them all first and then go in with the shading. So I'm just using the earth green yellowish to outline. Mark on the paper. Oh, it's the pink flower underneath. Duh. Right. I'm going to go in with the May green first, just because I have a really light bit here. So did you guys say what you were going to be doing at the weekend? Did anyone have any plans? I mean, I was hoping to, I sort of got it in my head that I'd be able to do some Valorant streaming this weekend, but while I've got my brother here, I don't think it would be fair to sort of dump him and go play on Valorant for an hour or two. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get any in. If I do, it will be mid-Sunday afternoon, evening, because Brian will be driving back home just after Sunday lunch. We're going to have a roast dinner midday, around about 1 o'clock. And then after that, he's driving home. So if I get to do any Valorant streaming, it will be Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, and it'll probably be with Nick as well, and if I can get anyone else to join in. So hopefully a little bit of gaming. I have started, when I do get to when I do actually get to play Valorant for the odd 1 or 2 games, I have started recording my screen now, because there have just been 1 or 2 occasions where I've not been streaming Valo, and I've pulled off some really good kills, and I'm like, oh, why didn't I get that on camera? Why didn't I capture that? So I've now started recording every time I go on Valo, so that I can still do like little kill shot compilations or little YouTube shorts. If I can. You use your weekend to chill and play video games. I don't blame you, Faisal. I think especially if people work really hard in the week, there's no reason why every weekend should just be chilling and playing video games. If that's what you do to relax. I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I think people who try and make others feel guilty if they're not constantly going out, like, oh, don't you go out to the pub, or don't you go clubbing, or don't you go to dances, or don't you go to the cinema, and it's like, not everybody wants to do that. Not everybody wants to go out. And if people want to stay in, curled up on their couch, in their PJs, snacking and playing games, I think that's a perfectly fine way to chill and relax. Not got any plans. There you go, see, Hayley? You can do whatever you want. Teaching my brother how to play Valo on stream. Oh my god. I'm not too sure how that would go. Yeah, he's not really a gamer. He was never really a gamer growing up either. I was, but he wasn't. He's played the odd game of Pac-Man in his time, I'm sure, but he was more of a, I'm going outside to play. You're too old to touch grass. Aww. Aren't we all? But yeah, I'm not sure Brian would be the best person to teach to play Valo. I mean, I could ask, but he would be really at the basic level. I'm not even sure he knows which keys you would have to press to move forward, backwards, left and right, never mind using a mouse with a keyboard. I don't think he's ever done that in his life. He's never had jobs where he's been sat at a computer either. He's always been like, he was a butcher's assistant once. He worked in a factory. I think the last few decade or so, he's been a driver. So he's like one of these patient transport people. So he would pick up people and take them to appointments, or whatever patient transport people do. He would literally be the driver. I'm not sure he's a first-person shooter gamer. I could be wrong. I'll ask him. I'll ask him and see what he says. If we get kept in by the rain, it might be a perfect thing to try and do. I could get him to sit with Nick and use Nick's computer, or watch Nick play. I also think if my brother sounds more northern than I do, because obviously I've lived down south for quite a long time, whereas Brian still has the Nottingham accent, and he is also he's a lot swearier than I am. So he's a typical tough guy type. I don't think I'm describing him very well here. He's a lovely guy, but I'm just trying to imagine him on a game streaming with me on Valo, and I just think Like every other word would probably be the F word. Bless him. Especially if he wasn't doing very well. Right, I really need to make this strand really dark green. Darkness goes up to about here. I need some of this. What's everyone having for dinner tonight? I think we're just gonna, because Brian's here, we're just gonna go to the chippy. That's what he's asked for. He just wants something from the chippy. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, a chippy here in the UK is a fish and chip shop where you can get a variety of battered fish and chips. Barbecue. Oh, cool. Excellent. What sort of temperatures have you got at the moment, Faisal? What temperatures are you dealing with? Has it cooled down any? Because I know you were at, I think the last time I asked you, you were in like the 40s and the 50s. What have we got at the moment? Let me just see what it says the temperature is outside. We've got 13 degrees with a rain warning. It's takeaway night, but you're not sure what yet. Excellent. Friday night's the perfect night for a bit of takeaway, isn't it? Don't tell Jamie. There's almost a yellow element just to this bit, so I'm just going to add a little bit in. This is the Naples yellow. Just to sort of give that impression of young shoots, young growth in this bit of the flower. And back to the May green, just to sort of go over it slightly, because I don't want it to be full yellow. That's better. But I just need a bit of shadow. I need to get Nick playing a bit more CSGO. I keep saying to him we need to play some other games together. But he's kind of like, he's still in the sort of, I'm learning Valo. You can't expect to go into another game and then learn another one at the same time. So currently it is 30. Oh my gosh. 19 at night. They're both too hot. They're both too hot. Especially at night time. That is too much, Faisal. What is like the lowest temperature that you get over in Saudi? What is the lowest temperature that you tend to get in your winter? Haley likes below 15. Yeah, especially at night time for sure. Oh, you get -1, -2. Oh. I don't know why, I just automatically assumed that, I don't know, I just always assumed that Saudi was the sort of country that was always hot. It goes to show I need to educate myself. Right. I think that's where I will probably leave it today. To get Brian's stuff ready for him. He's going to have fun tonight because we don't have a spare bedroom. So we have a sofa bed in the lounge at one end. So he has to sleep on that. And normally we don't allow the cats and dogs in the lounge at night. And because he's there, he's gonna be pestered by the animals, because I bet you he forgets to close the door and he'll just go to sleep and all the animals will come in and they'll just be all over him. That'll be interesting. Saudi is a country, if you ever want to visit, don't go there in the summer. I get you. Hearing the temperatures that you were telling me about in like July and August time, I think you were over 50 at one point. No, definitely not. Definitely not. I think maybe your winter. if ever I come to Saudi, you'll have to let me know what's the sort of 12, 13 degrees. That'll be just perfect for me. So you just have to let me know. But okay, so that's where I'm going to leave it today then, chat. Thank you for joining me on today's stream. It's been lovely as always chatting with you. And sharing what we're all doing and what our favourite mugs are and all that. And yeah, I hope you all have a fabulous weekend. If you're in the UK, be careful. Don't go near the coast. Don't go standing by the sea in the middle of a storm like some people are doing. Yeah. So generally, just take care of yourselves, guys, and hopefully I'll be around for a Valorant stream on Sunday. And if not, I will see you on Monday back with Dalmatian. So have a great weekend, guys. Oh, January is the best month. Oh, okay. All right. So I will consider that if I ever go to Saudi. And if I ever do, I would let you know. But yeah, so anyway, have a great weekend, guys. Take care, and I will see you again for definite on Monday. Take care. Bye.